All right, and here we go.
Ooh, Rat Rod sneaks through on the inside, picking up a lead jammer. Grime and Punishment being put a hurt on by that black wall up front, but he finally gets out of the pack. Rat Rod facing a wall of white up front. Grime and Punishment gets through, picks up 4.
And Rat Rod calls it off.
In shiny, glittery green helmets, those are our All-Stars. So check them out.
And they're off. Champagne called for cut track. Scariel trying to fight her way through. And looks like she's got it. And Scariel getting through one more time.
Picks up 5 points.
And Wigglestorm trying to hold Scariel off. And she gets through for another 5. Champagne's back out. She's fighting her way through.
First she went for the outside, then she took the inside, makes it through. Past Neil Cassidy.
And Scariel calls it off.
$20 from your head to your toes. Find a tall friend and get some tickets.
For the amount of people in here, you have a good chance of winning. I would get at least 5.
Rollamite gets through first, picks up lead jammer. Rex Havoc working hard to get through, and she does. Slevo through first, picks up lead jammer. Rat Rod, not to be left behind.
Right on her tail. Looks like Rat Rod pushing her way through.
CeeLo sneaks through on the inside, but faces a wall of black up front. While Glitterbomb is putting a hurt on Rat Rod, knocked out of bounds in the turn.
Yeah, that looks like a Wigglestorm.
And there's our jam. And somebody who's ducking down for Glitterbomb.
Not quite sure either. Looks like they're down low. Looks like
Neil
Neil
Cassidy.
We have a pile up there, and Neil Cassidy gets up trying to fight her way through. Ooh, Champagne hit on the inside, and Neil Cassidy's gonna pick up lead jammer.
Champagne knocked to the inside, had to go all the way back, lost a lot of steam on that one.
Champagne with a twist on through. And that Wigglestorm defense trying to hold Neil Cassidy off. But she gets through and calls off the jam. And
James Brain gets through first.
He's playing some defense right now.
Little jammer on jammer action. We're working to hold X back.
And that's the end of the jam. And Dragon Balls gets through for lead jammer. Ooh, big hit. Tinsel Typhoon's going out. She's getting back in. Dragon Balls gets through for another 5 points. Tinsel Typhoon going to the box here. I'm not sure I missed that one.
With Tinsel Typhoon in the box, that means it's a power jam for Dragon Balls.
And gets another 5 points.
Icky does a great job of clearing that wall. With a little fancy footwork, Dragon Ball just threw again for another 5.
And Dragon Ball's through for another 5 points. Tinsel Typhoon back in. She's met by a wall, but she makes her way through. Nobody can hear me? Louder? Champagne to the front with the wall, and she manages to get through for lead jammer. Ooh, big hit, and Rolomite goes down. And Champagne all the way through. Not quite. And Wigglestorm holding him off, but Champagne's going to make her way through one more time.
Neil Cassidy doing a great job holding back Champagne, who gets a cutting the track sent to the box. Making this a power jam for Rolomite.
And he gets through for another 5 points. And Rolomite through for 5 more points.
Ooh, nice hit from Juicebox, slows him down, but Rolomite is through. Picks up another 5 points.
And Champagne's back in.
Glitterbomb ready for her, forming a tight wall in the back.
Rolomite goes down in the front, and Champagne trying to fight her way through that wall.
Both teams forming really effective walls. And both jammers fighting hard to get through.
It looks like Rex Havoc up against
Crime and Punishment.
Oh!
James Brain with a nice hit for Crime and Punishment.
And
he comes in and
going
tries
to the box on a cut track.
Sent to the box for a cut. Making this a power jam for Rex Havoc and Wigglestorm.
And Rex Havoc getting through for 5 points. Rex Havoc through for another 5 points. Wigglestorm closing in on this lead. The Glitterbombs have taken over.
Shell FU up, sent to the box, leaving only 3 blockers for Wigglestorm out there to help Rex Havoc. Crime and Punishment back in, gets through despite James Brain's best efforts. Scariel knocks Rex Havoc out to the outside. Cheyenne Pepper doing a nice wall clear there, making some room for Rex.
Crime and Punishment through the outside and passes one more, picking up the 5.
no lead jammer. This jam will go for 2 full minutes.
And the pack starts to slow down. See if that Wigglestorm wall can hold Crime and Punishment.
James Brain sent to the box for being out of play. Murphy Dick and Rex Havoc fight each other. She sneaks through on the outside.
He picks up another 4, and that's the end of the jam.
And I'm guessing that's CeeLo. Oh, it is. I'm right. CeeLo for Glitterbomb.
You can't see her because she's low.
She's so low. Low, low, low.
Rat Rod fighting at the front of the pack here.
CeeLo sent to the box, making this a power jam.
And
Rat Rod
getting called on a cut.
She gets a cutting the track penalty. Now, for all you newbies in the stands, when a jammer is sent to the box and the second jammer is sent to the box, they only have to serve the same amount of time. Instead of a full minute, you'll see that Glitterbomb's jammers release CeeLo's back, and Rat Rod only has to serve the same amount of time she did in the box.
And CeeLo trying to get through that Wigglestorm wall in the front. And counts us in. Box.
That's my wife. CeeLo gets through, picks up 4. Rat Rod fighting hard in the back.
CeeLo cuts through the outside and picks up another 5 points.
Rat Rod hit to the inside, hit to the outside. T-Natural Roll is giving her no mercy.
T-Natural Roll is knocking left and right. Rat Rod sent to the box. Not sure if that was a cut track or what happened. And Cassidy fights her way through, picking up lead jam. Let's see if she can put some points on the board. She's met by a wall of Wigglestorm.
Another strong fight. Wigglestorm is not giving those points up easy, but Cassidy makes it look pretty darn easy.
And once again, that Wigglestorm wall looking fierce.
Big pile up on the ground there. Neil Cassidy not giving up.
Fighting her way through, and Rat Rod is entered in, and at the back of the pack, met by a wall. And looks like she passes the jammy to Timbuktu.
Timbuktu takes the star panty, but drops the pivot panty.
And it looks like Jack's trying to get through. We got a huge pile up of people all over the place. Champagne hit on the inside. And Jax picks up lead jammer. Champagne back to the inside. She cycles back in. And Jax picking up another 5 points. Champagne fights her way through.
I believe that was a cut on Jax. She is sent to the box for 1 minute. Except that apparently Champagne cut the track as well. So each of them will serve a very, very short amount of time in the penalty box. Again, you'll notice Champagne, as soon as her butt hits the seat, Jax is released, and Champagne only has to serve the same amount of time as Jax did.
Jax goes to the inside untouched. Champagne fights her way through and is right on her tail.
Roller by Nikki making it hard for Champagne to get through, but she fights those boys up good. Both jammers fighting hard in the pack there. And that's your jam. Don't forget, we got a 50-50 raffle. You can get your tickets from Rock and Roller. Remember, it's 1 ticket for $1, 6 tickets for $5, $10 to get your tickets from the length of the tip of your fingers to your nose, and $20 from your head to your toes. Find a tall friend and support the travel team. James Brains up on the line for Wigglestorm versus Agent Orange for Glitterbomb.
And James breaks through, picking up lead jammer. Agent Orange is going to go to the box. James Brains breaks through, picking up another 5 points. 4.
Agent Orange in the box for 1 full minute, making this a power jam for Wigglestorm. Except that he cut the track. That means he goes to the box. Agent Orange gets released.
Agent Orange trying to get through that wall, the Wigglestorm wall. And she gets through. James Brains now trying to break. And he's gonna get through, picking up 5 points.
Good food, friends, and family at both. We got Blue Ruin on the line for Glitterbomb. And James Brains in the box for Wigglestorm. For 30 seconds, right folks?
Blue Ruin pushing away at the front of that pack. Trying to get through that Wigglestorm wall.
Cheyenne Pepper and Red Rod are getting a lot of push on Blue Ruin there. Red Madness is showing her no mercy up front. James Brain sneaks through on the inside, but T Natural isn't going to let him go that easy.
Still trying to get her way through. And James Brains getting through for another 5 points. Blue Ruin finally makes her way through here. James Brains in her in the back of the pack. And he gets through and calls the jam. And Scariel gets through for lead jammer. Alia Doomed is going to go to the box. I'm not sure what for. I missed that. Scariel makes her way through for another 5. And one more time outside, she sneaks by, get another 5 points. Glitter Bombs are racking it up here with this power jam. And Scariel one more time for another 5 points. Looks like Alia's out of the box. She's entering the back of the pack now. Scariel gets through for another 5 points, but Alia Doom right on her tail. CeeLo fighting on the inside, goes to the outside.
Met with Wigglestorm blockers everywhere. Has to fight her way. Oh, sneaks through on the
CeeLo
inside.
sneaks through on the inside, picking up lead jammer.
Killing goes to the outside, fights a wall of white up front.
And she's through. Oh, CeeLo hit. She's gonna stay at that back wall of Wigglestorm. As Sicilian gets through, picking up some points.
Murphy Dick on the line for Glitterbomb, fighting that wall of black right up front. While Rat Rod is sent to the penalty box for 30 seconds. Jammers are just sent to the box left and right, folks. What's going on with our jammers?
Rat Rod fighting away at the beginning. And Murphy Dick, he's out of the box now. Rat Rod getting through.
Murphy Dick skates past most of the opposition on the outside. Rat Rod pushed to the inside by Tina Roll. Makes her work for it coming back in.
And Murphy Dick gets through. Murphy Dick through for 4 points.
But actually, it's still anybody's bout. Those points can be made up like that. A couple power jams on your side, and it is all over. Thank you for the announcement, Mr. Hammond. Oh, Rolomite is hit to the outside. Well, Rex
And
works
Rex.
the middle of the pack, gets out front, picks up lead jammer.
Rex through, scored another 5 points.
People are falling left and right, but Rex Havoc makes it look very easy, my friends. Rolomite working hard, finally through that pack.
Rex fighting in the front here.
Morse code is going to the penalty box for only 30 seconds because that is the whoop-to-the rule.
And Champagne fighting away at the front of the pack gets lead jammer.
T Natural Blue Ruin not making it easy on her.
T Natural up there giving her some heat, but she gets through for another 5 points.
T Natural, new to our league this year, she is doing great as a Church of Skating skater and Glitterbomb skater.
She's got some mean defense out there, but Champagne able to make her way through, picking up another 5.
Rolomite takes advantage of the Wigglestorm being all over the track. Sneaks right up through the inside. We're getting low.
Getting low. And it looks like a mashed pack, but James Brains able to make his way through. He's got the lead jammer.
Icky making it hard for him, but James sneaks through on the inside. CeeLo hit to the inside by Shell F you up. And
and she's gonna get a cut track.
Cut track for 30 seconds, folks.
James Brains busting his way through, 5 more points.
Little hop up on his toes, keeps him inbounds, gets through and picks up 5 points.
And it looks like this Wigglestorm has made it into triple digits. We're at a 156 to 100. They're bringing back.
Closing the gap, bit by bit by bit. 3 guys ganging up on James Brains up front there. Ooh, he gets a cut track sent to the penalty box for 30 seconds.
CeeLo met by the Wigglestorm wall at the front.
She steps out and gets a cut track as well. She would go for 30 seconds, except that James is already there. So she sits, he's released, and she serves the same amount of time that he did, which is less than 30 seconds.
And James Brains enters in. And it looks like Timbuktu for Wigglestorm, trying to put some points on the board. And he gets lead jam.
Stays inbounds by going up on his toe stops, while CeeLo is still in the penalty box.
Timbuktu fighting his way at the front of the pack, and he's going to get through for another 5 points. Wigglestorm trying to close in on this lead here. Put some points on the board. You got CeeLo back in, met by a wall of Wigglestorm.
Neil Cassidy with a big hit on Timbuktu.
Big hit, but Timbuktu gets up and he keeps going for another 5 points. Timbuktu catching some heat up at the front there. CeeLo tries to sneak her way through, and she does.
Timbuktu hits to the inside and decides to call it off.
I'm not sure who's the jam line. Looks like Dragon Ball's here. Rex Havoc. And Dragon Ball's getting through. Knee jammer. Rex getting called to the box on a cut track. And Wigglestorm trying to hold that wall at the front, hold Dragon Ball's back. They gotta let him go. Dragon Ball's making his way through, picking up another 5 points. In through for another 5. Rex is out of the box now. And in the back of the pack, trying to push their way through. Rex makes her way through with a hit by Dragon Balls and is right on his tail. It's killing Sicilian. Killing Sicilian's making her way at the front of that pack, stopped by T Natural. But she pushes her way through. And Killing Sicilian gets lead jammer for Wigglestorm.
Carbon punishment recycled to the back of the pack, being knocked out of bounds. Has a giant wall of black up front to fight through.
Carbon punishment gets through.
All right, we got Rollamite on the line for Glitterbomb. And Cheyenne Pepper up for Wigglestorm.
Cheyenne Pepper fighting the way through the front.
Rex
and
Havoc
she's gonna get it. Lead jammer.
Rex Havoc knocks Rollamite out of bounds, only to be taken out herself. Are y'all experts? You understand the game entirely? No? No comment?
All right, it looks like Champagne and Neil Cassidy going here, and Champagne's gonna break through for lead jammer.
Shell F you up, hits Neil Cassidy out hard to the outside, but Neil Cassidy is not one to give up easy. Again, she's a junior gem that's skated for years and matriculated up to kick all the adults' butts.
Big hit, Agent Orange. Sends Champagne back.
Red Ruck is sent to the box for 30 seconds. Neil Cassidy kept it all outside when she was outside. Now there she is, legally getting through. Champagne has to deal with Teal Natural. Gets through and calls it. Icky gets through first, picks up lead jammer.
And James Brain's right on his tail.
Not lead jammer, but not giving up.
No, definitely. We're seeing a high-speed pack here, too.
Icky barely avoids hit by Rex Havoc by going off on one skating backwards for a while. Little jammer on jammer action. Those guys are actually league mates for Lane County Concussions, even though they're playing against each other tonight.
literally neck and neck. Got a wall of Wigglestorm in the back there. Let's see if James pushes his way through on the inside. Oh.
Icky is no match. He gets right through, despite their best efforts. James Brand getting a hurt on. Folks, glad you're sticking with us. We got Oliar Dune up on the line for Wigglestorm and some Tolgent.
I believe that's X.
I believe you are correct.
And X trying to plow his way through at the front of the pack.
Hit out by Shell, F you up. Leaving Alia to sneak through on the inside, pick up the lead jammer. Wigglestorm having a slight advantage here with only 3 blockers for Glitterbomb on the track.
All right, we got Dragon Balls and Champagne here, the jam line.
James Brains
big hit by James Brains, sending him back. And Champagne gets through for lead jammer.
T-Natural goes for hit, falls down in the apex. Dragon Balls takes a leap of faith, lands on his face.
And it looks like we have Jax for the Glitter Bombs versus Rex Havoc from Wigglestorm.
Red Ruckus and Rat Rod not making it easy on Jax, but she is not giving up.
And it looks like Rex Havoc sneaks through on the outside, picking up lead jammer. Jax still fighting her way through.
Gets through, falls down, means she has to fight people again, but I tell you what, she is a fighter, folks. Look at her go.
Rex Havoc through for another 5 points.
Jax through the pack, feeling good about that. Red Ruckus sent to the box for 30 seconds.
And that's the end of the jam.
Feel free to cheer, audience.
And Rolomite gets through really quick for lead jammer.
Through before the pivot line. That is no small feat, folks.
Cheyenne Pepper making her way through. She gets through on her initial pass. And Rolomite trying to get some points here. Oh, and a back block on Rolomite, sending him to the box.
Tries to call it off and says, your turn in the penalty box. Cheyenne Pepper knocked to the outside, has to go way back to the back of the pack to get back in. Recycle back, has to fight through that whole crowd again.
Trying to make her way through a wall of glitter bomb. And she's through, picking up some points. Oh, almost makes her way through. He's got to get back. And looks like Rolomite's out of the box now.
Cheyenne has to go back to the back of the pack after being hit to the inside by Dragon Balls. Rolomite gets through and picks up 4 points. Cheyenne Pepper working hard. CeeLo giving her no mercy. Dragon Balls either, but he steps out, so she gets to come in regardless of where he is. A distinct advantage for Cheyenne Pepper there.
She's picking up some points for Wigglestorm.
We got Grimes and Punishment working hard against James Brains. James Brains through, picks up a lead jammer. Grimes and Punishment not letting up though. Little jammer on jammer action coming out of the turn. Again, those guys are league mates. They know how each other skates very well. Scario through quick, but Red Madness not showing her any mercy. Rat Rod, she had to let her go. They are out of play. They are too far up in front. Meanwhile, Icky putting a hurt on Killing Sicilian. She's fancy footwork gets her through.
Killing Sicilian's out, making her pass around as Wigglestorm trying to play defense on Scario. And she's forced to call off the jam.
Dragon Balls pushes Ollier to the inside, but then goes to the outside himself. Timbuktu is like, Ooh, he's a little too far forward. Timbuktu sent to the box for being out of play.
Through for another 5 points here. Looks like both jammers go to the box now. Who can beat each other there?
Both jammers in the box. Both need to keep their butts in the seat. All blockers waiting. Both jammers.
And here they go.
Ollier tries the inside. Dragon Balls goes to the outside. Then they switch. Fighting hard. CeeLo and T Natural not letting up on Ollier, but she gets through first. Dragon Ball's forced to go back way back past Rat Rod.
And Ollier gets through for 5 more points. Champagne fighting her way through and getting lead jammer.
Neil Cassidy sees an opportunity on the outside, cuts it inside, and makes it through that pack.
Yeah, she's right on her tail. And Champagne calls off the jam.
So we have our former league president and our current league president up on the line together. Presidential jam, what?
Let's see a presidential debate.
Rex Havoc working it up front, inside, outside, fancy footwork, Icky and T Natural hurting it.
Ooh, T Natural hits her on the outside. She's got to recycle back on in.
Both presidents back in the pack.
And Rex Havoc getting through for lead jammer.
sure all of our skaters are totally safe out there. You know, besides knocking each other about and all that. We got Agent Orange and versus Red Ruckus on the line. Ruckus goes from the outside, then the inside. But she's got to fight Neil Cassidy up front. Hits her out.
She recycles in the back. As Agent Orange fighting her way at the front of the back, trying to get through.
Cheyenne Pepper not making it easy up front, neither is Rat Rob, but there she is picking up lead jammer. Red Ruckus joins the back wall, trying to stop Agent Orange. Doesn't happen. Agent through picks up another 5 points.
And it looks like Ruckus is going to the box.
For 30 seconds.
Agent Orange gets through, picking up another 5 points.
Agent Orange hits at the outside, has to go back, recycle all the way to the back of the pack. Means she's got to fight for every one of those spots again. And man, is she a fighter. There she is through, picks up 5 points. While Ollie Ardoon is sent to the box for 30 seconds.
Getting through that pack. Initial pass here. And Agent Orange is going to call the jam off, picking up another 5.
Both assessing the situation, outside, inside, where should we go?
Big hit on James Grange there. She's grabbing punishment to the outside.
Champagne has a giant wall in front, being held back by Dragon Ball.
And Champagne gets lead jammer.
Dragon Ball's out of play, forced to let her go. Grabbing punishment up there against Shell F you up. And James Brains. Chance of Typhoon sent to the box for 30 seconds. There goes that jam. It is called old.
All right, and it looks like Rex Havoc on the... Oh, she's going to get lead jammer.
Icky, working hard, gets out of the bounds, but Timbuktu does too, so he gets to skate right back into the front. But Rex Havoc had a clear advantage being lead jammer. Gets through, calls it off. And our unofficial score, folks, is 175 Wigglestorm to 241 Glitterbomb.
There's nothing I like better than watching these men and women play together. This is awesome.